Hi, my beautiful friends. In today's episode, I am recapping our Bali retreat. It is Friday today. I got back around midnight Saturday night, so it's kind of like 5.5, 6 days back from retreat. And I'm sitting here super cash in a boob tube with my little frangipani. I'm still feeling in Bali mode. I love the frangipanis everywhere there. Got a little frangipani in my hair, in my beach shorts, super cash. But that's how I roll, right? I just am comfortable and always so real with you guys. This is not a stage podcast. This is just me feeling into my heart and soul and sharing from experience, because people's experience is the best teacher. And today's episode is a perspective around the Bali retreat, a little bit from me, but from my clients as well. And I am not here in this episode to sell you to come to Bali. I'm not a saleswoman. I just believe that I will share, and the right people who are meant to be there will be there. So if your soul is calling you to this episode, if you're curious, if you're kind of intrigued to listen, then maybe there's a little bit of an inner calling that at some stage you feel like you need to journey with me as well, because I am telling you, we will open something up in you that you didn't know needed opening. You will feel a changed woman. You will get your zest for life back again. You will get your spark back again. You will heal and clear old wounds, past limiting beliefs, blocks. I don't say this lightly, it is a truly transformational experience. And I know a lot of people say, it's Bali. I've been to Bali a million times, or, I'm not interested in going to Bali. It's like a Aussie bogan holiday. It is not like that at all. Let me tell you, Bali was actually one of the first trips I went on with Tom. We were teenagers. We were like 18 or 19, and it was cheaper to go to Bali than Hamilton Island for our trip up to the Whitsundays. So we opted to go to Bali, our first overseas trip. And then I never went back for years. We've done lots of worldly travels, taken our kids to amazing places all around the world. And it wasn't until around 10 years ago, I felt a calling to go back on a retreat to the very villa that I take you guys. And it was on that retreat that I saw a completely different side of Bali. Something opened up in me, something stirred in me. I had visions come through around what I wanted for my, I was a personal trainer at the time, for what I wanted for my future, like my goals, my ambitions, my calling. And it really stirred something up inside me that not long after the retreat, I kind of went home, enrolled in yoga teacher training. I had a vision to start a community. I thought that would look like a PT fitness type community. Turns out it wasn't. And it was a yoga community. And I just had this desire to teach the mindset and the spiritual, and step out of just that physical training role. So kind of outside, after retreat, enter earthy angels, and you've kind of heard a lot of that journey. And it all started at this retreat villa where I have been as a guest on a couple of times. I have been running retreats there for, this is not new to me. I've been doing them pre-COVID days. When I had my personal training business and I went as a guest, because I was so passionate about teaching the inner soul, spiritual mindset work as well, I had a desire to take my clients back. So I went back, but I wasn't a yoga teacher at the time. So the teacher who I know that owns the villa, she helped me lead the retreat, which was amazing. So over time, I have learned, and I had it in my vision board, in my journal, that I want to be running retreats and taking women on this truly transformational experience. So I did some pre-COVID, then Bali was one of the last places to open back up to the world, because a lot of us aren't vaxxed. So then it took me a little while to kind of get them open back up and back running again. And I've been running them for a couple of years with the Earthy Angels community, and I love them. And let me tell you, from all the travel that I've done a lot of travel. What I take you to experience in Ubud is one of the most beautiful, spiritual, soulful, magical, powerful places in the world. It is not like a holiday to Bali. I've been back to Bali with my kids, with my husband, And I've done like a family trip to Bali, and even that is so different to what you would embark on as a woman wanting to find herself, wanting to rediscover herself, wanting to nourish herself, care for herself, and to find something that's missing in yourself. That is the kind of trip that I take you on. It is so powerful. And so I feel like I have a Balinese, many Balinese family over there that truly are the most beautiful, supportive community that helped me with this retreat, that helped me give you a cultural immersion of Bali. So it's kind of a team that comes together to run these retreats, right? And I'm actually quite protective of my intellectual property and sharing a lot of what I do with other retreat facilitators or other people. So don't ask me, it sounds really bad. And I remember when I started running these retreats and I was talking to my friend who owns the villa about a few different things to do and experiences. And she said, like, Lise, this is my intellectual property. You need to find your own. And I was taken back by that. I'm like, because I would just, help everybody. And then it wasn't until I saw the personal investment involved in creating a retreat experience, and there's a lot more retreats popping up now. I went, she's so right. I really respect what she said. And there was a lesson in that for me. 100% a lesson in that for me. And I sat with that over the years, and then running more and more retreats. It's hard work. It's hard work, but it's effortless. Like, it's kind of this balance, but there's a lot of energy and time and money and resources that go into creating this beautiful retreat experience. I mean, man, I've been on trips to Bali with my family, traveling around the islands and different places. And I'm like, can we just duck in here? I just want to try this for a retreat, or I want to experience this. They're like, Mom, really? We're here to have a holiday. We're not here for your work. I'm like, I know, but please be patient with me. I really need to try this, like why I'm here. So I've, put a lot of pressure on my family as well in sourcing vendors, in doing my research, that I am quite protective of what I've created, because I just don't want someone replicating that. And there are a lot more retreats popping up everywhere now. When I was running them, it wasn't like a cool, trendy, hip thing to do. And it's become more and more popular, which is great. Like, so many women need this. But I'm very mindful of the experience that I package up, that I deliver, that I've curated myself, that I've created myself for my community. And I'm very protective of that, because it is incredible. It is so incredible. And I just love what I've created. I'm passionate about what I've created. I'm passionate about the transformation that I leave my guests with. And I really feel that every woman needs to experience this for herself in her lifetime. It is truly life-changing. And I just have this unique retreat experience that I just want to share with you, that I want to share with so many people. But I'm also a big believer in, when your time is right, your time is right. If our paths cross and you're meant to come with me, that's amazing. And I would love to share this with you, but I'm never going to push it on you. Like, I'm never going to push it, because I just believe that the universe brings the right people to me that need this retreat experience, and that universal exchange of energy, that you come into my world because you need what I have to offer you, and you need the opening that I am going to. I'm like this key that's going to unlock things within you. And there is something inside you that needs to be on retreat with me when it's right for you. But don't put it off, girls, till you have the time, till you have the money. Because like my mum said to me, she said, don't put off kids until you have the time and the money. You'll never be able to afford it. You'll never have time for it. You just have to do it. And you actually just have to, you'll make it happen. I always like that quote, when when you make a decision, the universe conspires to help make it happen. So you can absolutely make it happen. And this retreat was the first time I ran this retreat with my beautiful psychic medium energy healer friend, Kira. And we're very in sync. And I kind of had this little inkling last year, because I don't kind of take it lightly as to who. I've run retreats with people in the past, some local people. The Bali retreats I've done myself. It's a lot of work. It's a lot, like the lead up to retreat, the actual week of retreat. And afterwards, like when I come home, it kind of wipes you out energetically for like a week where you're integrating back with your family. I go through change and transformation every time I go back. I'm integrating that. You've spent 8 days nonstop with people serving, which I do love to do, but I also want to retreat to my cave when I get home and fill my cup back up again and get connected back to me. And this retreat has actually taken me a little bit longer to, I guess, recalibrate, to reconnect, to ground. It stirred something up inside me. Every time I go to retreat, it stirs something up inside me. This one, maybe a little bit more powerful because I'm growing as a spiritual teacher, maybe the energy of the group, bringing Kira on board. There's a whole heap of, I guess, variables that it's taken me a little bit of time to almost like recover. I don't mean recover from helping you guys. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean? When you give, and you give of yourself like 110% for 8 days straight, it takes its toll on you. So, and that's okay. I know how to recharge my batteries. I know how to fill my cup up. And I know that it's important that I take this little bit of rest afterwards. So I've been swimming in my beach out the front. I've been grounding. I've been playing with my dogs. I've been eating so clean. It stirred some stuff up in my bowels as well. Like I feel like I've just had this bit of a purge and it's just released a lot of stuff. So it's made me just want to put all the good stuff back in. Lots of water, raw cacao, like really clean foods that I'm actually feeling so good. And even my massage therapist said to me on Wednesday, she goes, Lise, like you're just glowing. Your skin looks radiant. What are you using? And I said, it's what I get in Bali from my friends, another Balinese family where I take the girls to a beautiful day spa and they make their own products and I stock up and I've been using them more than ever before and my skin is showing for it. It's just so, so powerful. And this retreat, I digressed. I ran with my beautiful psychic medium healer friend, Kira. She's a generational trauma healer. And we just have this really amazing synergy. I had feeling that it'd be great to run the retreat with Kira. She had that feeling be great to, because she's come with me as a guest and she's learned from me. I learned from her. She coaches me and then she also comes to me to learn from me and I coach her in other ways as well. So we'd have this beautiful mutual exchange of energy and of gifts and of healings that we give and perspective and stern talkings too, that we kind of lessons that we give to each other all the time. And she had this feeling that she had come as a guest on 2 of my retreats and that she'd like to run them with me. So we're both kind of thinking about it and then it just kind of come out one day. And I'm like, it's funny you mentioned that, Kira, because I was thinking of having you run this retreat, the retreats with me next year as well. And we've got a couple booked in. At the time of recording, it's 25. It's October we've just been, and we've got 2 more booked in together for October 2026. And it was a really beautiful gift to have both of us co-hosting this retreat, but also it was really nice for us to both receive at different times throughout the retreat. When one was, we'd teach some things together, we'd hold space and teach on our own, while the other would be in with the group and receive, and vice versa. And she would do healings with the group and like activations, energy healings with the girls as well. And it kind of felt nice for us to do it together because sometimes you can you do it all on your own. You get used to doing it all on your own. But it was actually really beautiful to hold that space with somebody that I admire and love and look up to and who's been a real beautiful spiritual mentor and influence in my life. And we just work well together. We pull each other up on our stuff. We get triggered by each other and we're just honest to go, hey, like, you know, I don't know how this is working, and we look at it from each other's perspective because we're a mirror of each other, right? People in your life are a mirror of you. So it was a really nice experience to learn from one another and to learn how to work in harmony together. And the girls loved it. Absolutely loved it. Love working with both of us. Love what we had to offer. And over the years, what I have found with these retreats, if I'm honest, it is not your typical yoga retreat. We are not going through typical yoga classes to hit a peak pose, putting you through like ice baths or typical breathwork sessions or, you know, your normal what retreats would offer, what a lot of similarities tend to be. I've looked at a ton of itineraries, I've looked at a ton of different offerings, and a lot of them, it's so hard because I'm not being judgmental, I'm not critiquing. I'm just highlighting that ours are very intuitively guided, very, very intuitively guided, and they're not the norm. Like, they are definitely not the norm. Even one of my guests said, she goes, I actually didn't know what to expect, but I know you, I like you, I trust you. So I just went, and she said it has blown me away with how this retreat impacted me. It is not what I expected, because she expected like your kind of typical, we're going to have yoga classes, we might have some mindset coaching sessions, we'll have some breath work sessions, some people offer like ice baths or cold therapy and things like that, or quite standard, typical of what you would expect. Ours is not like that. Ours is not like that. I like a plan, but I don't like to have too much structure and to go with a plan. I allow, and so does Kira, for divine intervention. I allow for intuitive messages, intuitive movement to come through. And I don't like having every single day. Yes, I have an itinerary. I have an overall theme per day that I'm taking you through, because I kind of know the flow of what needs to happen energetically from where you are when you start to where I want to release and empower you, and where I want you to kind of end up in your own unique way. But I don't have every yoga class planned. I don't have every session mapped out. I might have a couple of bullet points. Even then, that will all go out the window some days, and whatever's happened on retreat with the group is what I will teach on, and what I will share on, and how me and Kira will impact you. So it is very divinely guided. And I've been on a lot of overseas trips. I've been very blessed to have had so many overseas trips with my husband too, in the aircon world, where we've been on free supplier trips with different companies. And I've been on the receiving end, and I've seen how all we literally had to do was rock up with a suitcase and our passport, and everything else was taken care of. It was so spoiled. And I made a decision. I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that. That is how I'm going to organize my retreats. That is how I'm going to run my retreats. So when you rock up as a guest, from the time all you have to do is pack your bag, take your passport, everything is arranged for you when we get there. Everything is taken care of, so you don't have to think. And I'm very good at organizing and planning. I've done a lot of it with my mum and dad for their business since I was a young girl. I love it. I love planning events. So that aspect of it, there is a lot of planning. There is a lot of strategy. There is a lot of, I know where I want it to go. However, on the mat, in the class, in the day-to-day rituals, in the day-to-day interactions, in the day-to-day teaching, I am so in my feminine, intuitively guided that what needs to come through from what's being stirred up in Bali, what's being stirred up in the group, that is what I will teach. And so that's how our retreats are quite different. And I've been on some of these corporate trips where sometimes the itinerary is so jam-packed that it was actually overwhelming. And I've seen itineraries from other retreat hosts where, because I do a little bit of research, and it's like from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And I'm like, I want time to breathe. If I go overseas or I go on a trip, some of the biggest healing is in the rest, is in the time for that bit of nothingness, because we spend our whole lives running, like as a mum, as a woman, as a business owner, as an employee, as a caregiver, running our kids around to school, taking care of our homes. Like, we are constantly running and doing. So for me, if I was to be a guest, to rock up to a retreat where it was jam-packed with something every single, day, it would just add to my stress, and it would just kind of do my head in. That I'm very conscious of giving my guests time to do nothing, time to read a book by the pool, time to go and explore, because you're in another country, girls. Like, it's nice to go and explore, and it's nice to unleash your inner wild woman a bit, and go and immerse yourself in another country's culture, in the shopping in peace without kids, eating in peace without kids, having to worry about what everybody else wants to do, eat, or where they want to go. This is time for you. So I'm very conscious of giving you guys time for yourself to rest, to recover, to replenish, to have the extra massages, to do the sightseeing and the things that you want to do. In fact, on the last day, we have our morning practice and you got a whole day for free to just catch up or rest or do whatever it is that you need to do. So I'm very mindful of giving you time for yourself, as well as having an itinerary planned that I'm going to dive into it anyway. I'll kind of dive into a little bit of what we're doing. So I'm very mindful of giving you time to just nourish yourself and have things taken care of so that you can just rock up and not have to think, girls. And it is a really amazing, amazing place, space, energy, environment to do that in this powerful spiritual place of Ubud. So I want to share with you, I guess, a couple of the things from the girls. I have got a few notes here of some things that the girls have shared with me that I've written down that I want to share with you. But also a little bit of, I guess, because people are curious, right? And that's what this episode is for. People are curious on, why would I go on retreat? What would I get out of it? What can I expect? I don't want to give everything away because it is nice to have that element of surprise. I mean, in fact, I don't even give the girls the itinerary until just a day before or a couple of days out of retreat, so that they have that little bit of element of surprise. I tell you what to pack. I give you a list of what to bring, all those things. I really take care of every detail like that for you. But I also want you to just go in with an open mind, go in with a little bit of curiosity. So I'm not going to give everything away as to what we do, but you might have a little idea as to some of the things that you've seen in my social media. But the biggest thing that I found that people always tell me is the caliber of women, the community of women that you are surrounded with is so beautiful, so nurturing, so supportive, and it just puts you in an environment where, one of the girls said to me, she said, if you need to be around the right people and find your tribe, then this retreat is the right place. You will find your tribe. And it is really like that. The women that come on these retreats are so beautiful. And I really got clear over, I guess, you always have experiences, right? And you always learn from your experiences. But a couple of years back, I got really clear on, because I was a people pleaser, I still am a little bit, but I got really clear on my intentions around the women that are there on this retreat. Yes, you're going on a holiday. Yes, you are going to have some time out for you. But this is not a holiday that you're just going to go and sit and drink by the pool. This is not a holiday that you are... Yes, you have freedom to explore. Yes, you have freedom to do the things that you want to do. But I am calling in the women that want to work on themselves. I'm calling in the women that want to improve body, mind, soul. I'm calling in the women that want to get more connected spiritually, that want to take exquisite care of themselves, that want to learn more about themselves, that want to deep dive, that want to support other women, that are not in a rush just to get through it, to get to the next thing, to get back to the pool. The women that actually really want to immerse themselves in all of the offerings that I have on offer for you. So I got very clear with my intention that you are going to be surrounded by women who are there to lift you up, to hold space for you, that are there to work on themselves, but also support other women that are there to work on themselves. Because that's, in my opinion, girls, I think that's one of the biggest reasons we're here in life, is to have this human experience, but also to grow, to learn, to evolve, and to change. And so I'm giving you an environment that you can come in, you can look at your stuff, you can have awareness of what's working, what's not working, and give you an environment that you can learn about yourself, and you can change, and you can grow, and you can expand, and you can transform to then come home, and it's going to ripple out into your relationships, your finances, your money, your career, your business, your love life, your health, your wellness, your spirituality, your home environment, and you as a woman. So that is the woman that I'm calling into this retreat, is the woman that actually wants to better herself and love on herself, have more awareness about herself, and hold that space for other women. So that's what you'll get, my friends. Also, like, the luxury of this villa is beautiful. Every woman that comes says, this is amazing. Like, this is better than I expected. There's a plenty of space for you to have your own room, but also have space to just be. The villa is huge. It is absolute luxury. All the vendors that I have will just take the best care of you. Transport, everything's taken care of. It is a complete cultural immersion. I've got notes, girls, because otherwise I'll get sidetracked, okay? It really is a complete cultural immersion, and I'm going to talk about a couple of the girls' experience, and I'm going to share that with you, but so you'll understand. But you can learn so much from the Balinese. I really think there's a lot of things that in our culture is quite ego-based, is quite material-based, is quite competitive-based, is quite masculine-based, is quite maybe a bit harsh. You go to Bali and it is such a beautiful spiritual immersion that every time I come home, and all the girls say to me, I can learn so much from the Balinese. Just their way of life, their culture has taught me so much. They've taught me to slow down. They've taught me the value in compassion. They've taught me the value in kindness. The busyness on the roads it's like it's all harmonious. They don't have all the rules and everything that we have, the structure so much that we have, but it all works in this beautiful harmonious flow. People are patient. People are not like beeping their horns, yelling at each other. Like, it's just such a beautiful, different cultural experience that you come home and you kind of feel like there's so many things that we can learn from them, things that maybe we've got wrong, things that we have lost touch with, that you can learn from them, and you can just start by bringing it back into your family and impacting your children. So there's so much that you can learn from the Balinese culture. Silence. I start our mornings in silence, girls. And every time I say that at the beginning of the retreat, girls are like, what? You mean we can't talk? I'm like, yeah, shut up. Like, no, just kidding. I'm like, yeah, start your day in silence. Feel the power in not just getting up and running, and starting your day with quiet contemplation, getting connected to yourself. And every woman goes, that was the most profound experience that I did not expect, but it was just absolutely beautiful. And you'll understand why when I take you through it on retreat. Just the simple little rituals that I teach you about as well, like the saging, the Palo Santo, how that impacts you, the washing your feet before you go into the yoga studio with the flower petals, just these beautiful elements of softness and sacred rituals you will fall in love with. The different shift of the energy in the room, in the yoga shala that we practice in, even in the villa. I had this conversation. I met up with my friend who owns the villa when I was on this trip, and we were chatting, and she said, this villa is powerful. I said, I know. Like, she's an Australian friend of mine. And there is something powerful, magical about the place that this villa is built, about the sacred places that we take you to in Bali, that it actually is just a complete shift of energy, and you cannot experience it until you are there yourself and you just feel it in your heart and soul. The slowing down, the softness, the time for rest, the time for recalibration, the time for nothingness, you will feel so restored from the self-care, the pampering, the beautiful spa rituals that I take you to. And they're not your typical spa rituals. They're not fancy. They're like sacred. I take you back to sacred simplicity. And the girls fall in love with it every single time. And the big thing, obviously you've got activations with Kira, that she does the activations. I do activations. And you fall in love with allowing, it's almost like this allowance to be yourself. You fall in love with being back in the soft, in the energy of the feminine. And with my yoga, I like to call it, I don't even like to call it yoga. I mean, I've got a background as a yoga teacher, personal trainer. I've studied yoga, bar, Pilates, meditation, PT, you cert 3, you cert 4. So I've done a lot of movement. And what I really do on my retreats, it is not a typical yoga class taking you through a series of sequences to hit a peak pose, which is the way that we were kind of trained in our yoga teacher training. I like to kind of call this intuitive movement. I'm there to guide. I am there to share with you, but I'm there to connect you with yourself. So even the movement, I mean, people come to my classes in the studio and they go, you kick my ass. Like your bar classes, your Pilates classes are the hardest. And yeah, they are. And I'm there to push you. On retreat, it's a different element. I'm bringing in so much of the soft feminine. My classes are so slow, and I'm encouraging you to move in what your body needs in the moment. So I found a couple of days on this retreat, I might have had a bit of a class outline in my head. Some days I rocked up, I didn't even have a class outline. I'm just feeling into what the class needs, and I'm guiding them through the movement, and I'm encouraging you're all doing different things. Some classes, some of the women would spend most of their time in child's pose or laying in a nice heart opener, because they're moving the energy through their body. They're healing things that have been stirred up in them. So my movement in my classes is designed to let that energy flow through you, to allow you space and time to heal, but to allow you to be so uniquely, individually guided by what your soul and body and heart needs in the moment, to encourage you to be yourself. So every class is just completely different to a standard yoga practice. And that's what the girls love. They said, I've never done movement like that before. I said, I know, because you've been guided by your heart and soul. You've been heart intuitively led, that your body has showed you which way you need to move, to shift energy, to heal, to move this tension and stress out of your body. It is completely different. So that's kind of, I guess, a few different things that you can expect on retreat. Like there's movement, there's massage, there's healing, there's rest, there's recovery, there's fun. Like we're doing some fun things. You're eating beautiful, nourishing foods. My cultural activities are designed. I've carefully picked these activities to immerse you either in nature, to immerse you in culture, to immerse you in cooking, to immerse you in nourishment, to immerse you in self-care, that it's not just, you're not being talked at the whole time. You're letting your soul do the healing, and you've got the sacred space to let these activities and some of my Balinese guides help you heal and help you grow and help you shift and help you replenish and help you restore and help you feel so incredible getting back connected with nature, out of the rat race. I'm taking you to the real Bali, my friends. I'm taking you to the absolute real Bali that you won't get on a tourist holiday. So I want to share with you now a couple of things that the clients have shared with me, because I believe that it's not just what I say. I believe that you learn from other women, and we have a lot to learn from each other. And it's interesting, the women on retreat, and I feel this every retreat, I say to the girls, like, you're not just coming to learn from me. It's your conversations with one another that you relate to one another. You might walk away with something that somebody else in that group has said that has impacted your life. So just the connection, the conversations when you're in the car going to an experience, when you're at the villa, when we're at dinner. Oh yeah, you get some epic food, girls, epic, clean, nourishing food to really clean out your vessel. But it's in the conversations and the connection with other people on retreat that you will find healing, you will find different perspective, you will find something will shift in you. It's not just from me, and that's the power of the girls that we have on these retreats. So I want to share with you, one of my beautiful retreat guests on this one was Sally. She's Sally Watson, career coaching. She's my business coach. And I've learned a lot from her, and I also have taught her a lot. So it's definitely this mutual exchange of energy, which I believe in throughout my life. And I just want to share with you a couple of things that she put out in an email from her perspective, which I thought was really beautiful, because I've been doing these kind of spiritual rituals. I've been working on myself for a very long time. I've been working on my body for a very long time. Sometimes I forget because this is like my norm. So it's really great to hear it from other people's perspectives and other people's experience and what they have found, okay? So Sally said in this retreat email that she put out to her community, 5 lessons from my Bali retreat. Number 1, you can pour from an empty cup. You can pour from an empty cup, but there's a but. After a week of receiving love, joy, compassion, support, generosity, kindness, gratitude, I've realized something. It's not entirely true when they say you can't pour from an empty cup. You can. but not to the same quality or capacity. If your cup is only a quarter full, you'll only ever pour from a quarter of your potential. And I thought that was so profoundly true. We want to get you back up to your potential, girls. We want to fill your cup up so you have more to give, but also more for you to receive. Number 2, she wrote, my husband and kids can survive without me. Her kids are younger. They're far more capable than I give them credit for. Yes, they miss me. Yes, we called in a little extra support, but there were no major hiccups, and honestly, they did great. The old me might have secretly hoped they'd realize how much I do when I'm gone, but what they actually miss most was my presence. It's nice to be needed, but it's also nice to be not needed, and I'm okay with that. I find that too, like when I've been going on retreats for a long time. My kids were younger when I went on my first one. And my daughter has always stepped up. She likes being almost like the mother of the household when I'm gone. And she still does, even this week. They don't miss me. They don't need me as much. But gosh, they give me the most beautiful embrace when I get home, like the longest hug. They hang out with me a little bit more, come and chat with me a little bit more. But I know Riley always steps up and takes care of Tom when I'm not there. And it's right what Sally sees and what she said, like it's nice to be needed, but I also realize they're okay. It's okay to be not needed. I think we feel like we have to be needed all the time. And then what happens when our kids fly the coop and get into high school and leave home? Something's missing inside you. So it's nice to feel needed, but it's also nice to equip your kids and equip your household, equip your partner, that they can cope without you, that they will be fine, and for us to be okay with that, girl. So that was a really cool perspective, Sally. She said, number 3, always lead with compassion. We all go through hard things. Sometimes we need to have difficult conversations, but there's never a reason not to lead with compassion. And you learn so much from compassion from the Balinese to a whole degree that you have never experienced before, girls. Number 4, I thought this was cool. I didn't, no, not that. Number 5. They're both cool, but anyway. Number 4, silence is sacred. Sally says, growing up, my dad used to say, you're in good company when you can sit in silence and not feel uncomfortable. It's so true. We always need to say things, right? Sally said he was right. And even more so, I've realized I'm in great company with myself. At the retreat, our mornings were in silence to respect each other's space and connect inwardly. I loved it. No need to check in or explain myself. Just permission to be. So beautiful. Number 5, this is what I thought was really cool. She says, transformation can happen without words. As a coach trained in NLP, metadynamics, and extended disc profiling, I'm used to using language to create breakthroughs. So when I saw the retreat itinerary just a day before arriving, I'll admit I was surprised there wasn't more talk therapy or coaching. That actually surprised me that she wrote that too, because I never thought about that. But from her perspective, this is really cool to see. She then wrote, but I was wrong. This retreat was deeply holistic, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There were plenty of conversations, yes, but I was amazed at how much transformation happened through silence, through nature, through movement, through sound, and through energy. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs happen in the stillness. It was really great to hear it from Sally's perspective. She's a mum, she's a wife, she's a business owner. And when I said to her, like, why did you come? She said, I wrote this down too. She said, I came because I wanted time to give back to me. I serve, I give so much to my work, my family, my clients. I wanted a week out for me where I didn't have to worry about dinner, washing, school pickups, coordinating life admin, running kids around, managing the house and managing the business. And I actually just wanted to switch off. And that's why a lot of women come. You all have your own reasons of what you need. Another one of my girls said to me, she is a high-end businesswoman. I had no idea how big her company was until on retreat. Huge company, huge staff, just under 100 staff. And like she said at the beginning of retreat, she shared with the group, she said, I felt like I have everything. I have the business, I have the material things, a beautiful home, financial, amazing husband, beautiful kids. Like my life feels perfect. Beautiful family. I literally have everything. She said, but something inside me was missing. And she said, I don't feel like I was broken. I didn't feel like there's anything wrong with me. I haven't suffered with a lot of trauma, but I just felt something was inside me, was missing. And I felt like maybe I needed to go to church. Maybe I needed to do something to find that. And she said, I came because I trusted you and I came because I like you. And she actually said that you filled that gap for me. I know what it is, and you filled that gap for me. And that was huge, just a huge, brings me to tears just thinking about the results that people get on this retreat, on these retreats. And I'll share a couple more with you. I've got so many more that on past retreats, so many that I can share with you. And I should just do a podcast episode on that and just share all people's voices and what they've said. Another client, she said, and she's also 65, has had high-end, huge corporate roles, big leadership roles, running companies. And she said, I've been on many retreats in Bali, and I can honestly say this one's the best. She's not the first person to say this is the best retreat I've been on. I'm not saying that to just blow smoke up my butt. I'm just giving you their honest feedback because I think it's pretty amazing. She said, this one's been the best. I'm coming away as a changed person. I'm a person who talks a lot in front of people. She's had to with her role. And at this moment, I'm actually speechless. That's how I feel about the results I've got. I thought I was good, meaning like good within herself. I thought I was good, but realized I've been stuck in my routine, stuck in the relationships I've been in, not doing the spiritual practices that can enhance my life. I'm 65 and I've never had these experiences, and I've done a lot of personal development and a lot of retreats. I'm an elite athlete who's represented Australia. I've done everything, and this has blown me out of the water. She's already booked in again for next year. She's coming back next year, which is amazing, which is amazing. One of my other girls, when I had her on video, I get a little testimonial for those that are comfortable to do that and capture it in the moment. She just started crying immediately. And she said, this is the effect Bali has on you. You can't come and not feel connected. You can't come and not feel the transformation within. I felt so good last year that I had to come back. You can't describe it. You need to be here honestly to feel it, girls. It unlocked in me the power to use my voice, the power to stand tall, the power to just listen without giving advice or judgment, and the power for understanding in others. I've been wanting to come for 7 years because I've been running them for a while. She's known me for a long time. She said, I've been wanting to come for 7 years and just kept saying to myself, I can't afford it. Last year, I had a sign to come. A butterfly came into my home that I've never seen before. I felt like I needed to go. The same day, Lisa posted the retreat was open. I called her and said, lock it in. Not sure how I'm paying for it, but I'm trusting. And then guess what? The money came in. Whatever your block is, she says, once you've made the decision, the blocks will change, they'll move, and before you know it, you'll be here. Had another client say, this retreat has helped me level up, ascend, not only step into my power, but own my power. I didn't think I was broken because I've done so much work on myself, but I actually feel whole again, and I feel I can take on anything. It's taught me other tools, because a lot of this woman's done a lot of personal development. It's taught me other tools that I can bring into my life and into my client's life. Lots of little things that will stick with me that I didn't take the time to do. It's brought a whole new level of what I can impart onto my clients. I feel like I've brought a piece of Bali home with me. Girls, trust in that gut feeling. If something has led you to Earthy Angels or Lisa or Kira, trust that's a sign and just do it for yourself. You won't regret it. We actually said, Kira and I said, we forgot again, we need to do before pics and after pics, like the before pic of the group and then an after pic of the group, because we can see it in people's faces. Like you are literally glowing when you get to the end of this week. You have this new radiance. You have like the tiredness that is taken out of your eyes, under your eyes, out of your face, out of your energy. Women that carry themselves kind of staunch or so structured, just soften. They're softer in their face, softer in their body, embrace more of this kind of divine feminine flow. It is beautiful to see the transformation and results. I've got so many more. I'm not going to go into them all now. So many more. I'll throw them on my website. We're going to get more videos up on the website. But you need to hear it from other people's eyes and other people's perspective, because you'll see a part of you in other women. I see a part of me in every other woman that was there. Just me as a retreat host. Stories as we were going around the room struck a chord with me, and I could see me in them and vice versa. And that is the power in immersing yourself in a group of women that we can relate to one another, we can learn from one another, we can heal from one another, we can grow from one another, and to know that you're not alone, because sometimes you feel like you've got it all together on the outside. We've all got areas in our life that we can improve on, girls, and you come away in a group of supportive women like this. It's just amazing the impact that it has on one another and how you help other people in the process, girls. Some of the biggest challenges I want to share with you, some of the biggest challenges people said to me, I asked them, what was your biggest challenge of retreat? Some of them said just turning up, just actually turning up, leaving my family behind, organizing the household, trusting in my partner that, or trusting in whoever you leave the kids with, that they will get it all done. And you girls, you just have to walk away and go, it's not going to be the way that I do things at home, but who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe there's a better way that they can do things at home. The fact that as long as the kids are fed, they're taken care of, they get to school if they need to, if they don't one day, who cares? Let it go. Just trusting in your partner, trusting in your family that they have got this, that they can support themselves, just like what I said before with Sally. So some of those things can be turning up. So I've had girls have obstacles where their partner said, yep, it's fine, go. And then the last couple of days or leading up to retreat, they kind of put that little bit of guilt back on back on you, back on the woman that wanted to come on retreat. The girls have rung me in tears going, I don't know if I can come. I don't know if I can do this. He's making me feel guilty. Or he said, like, I've even had to the degree where somebody's partner has said, like, I don't know how I'm going to cope without you. Yeah, you got my blessing to go, but I don't know how I'm going to cope without you. I think I might need to turn back to the substances. I've said, no, you need to do this, because that is on them. Like, the best thing you can do is lead by example and take care of you and equip yourself and grow yourself. And when you come back, it impacts your whole family. When she come back, she said our relationship was better than ever before. But the challenge, almost not getting on the plane, almost not coming, because you feel the guilt from leaving your kids. You feel the guilt from leaving your husband. You feel the guilt of what your partner might have said to you. Even though they gave you their blessing, they hit you with little things that are their own insecurities at the end. It's hard to push through that, but I'm telling you, when you push through that, it benefits you and it benefits them. I've seen it every single time, girls, and there are going to be challenges. There are going to be things that you face. I had a big one before I went. I'm not going to go into that today, but Bali gives you the perspective to know how to know what you need, right? There's been hurdles with hubby, hurdles with family, hurdles with money. Like I said, my other client said before, set your intention. The money will come. I always believe when you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen for you. When you make a decision to invest in you, money will come, opportunities will come, a tax check could come back, like something will happen. I see it every time, but you just have to trust in yourself and make the decision. We have payment plans anyway. Some of the other things, some of the other hurdles, another test. One of my clients had massive vertigo. Literally a week out of coming, she rings me and says, she'll probably listen to this episode. I've already told her anyway. She rings me and says, or emails and says, I can't come. I don't think I can come. My vertigo's hit me. And I knew, my soul speak kicked in and said, there's a barrier there. There's fear there. She knows something's going to stir up inside her. And this is just a layer of protection. The vertigo is coming because it's like your soul wants to keep you safe. It's like your soul wants to, your mind, your ego wants to stop you and keep you in your safe comfort zone, but your soul feels this knowing to go. And I said to her, I was very stern, and Kira was very stern. And we said, like, it's in the terms and conditions. A week out, you can't get a refund. That's okay if you want to cancel, but you can't get a refund. And that's a hard thing for me to do. It was a big lesson for me because I'm a softie, and part of me would be like, yeah, just come on the next retreat. But I'm like, no, you can't, because that takes away a spot that we could have filled and it costs us money. So we were very strict in saying it's in the T's and C's. A week out, unless you fill that spot yourself, you can't get a refund. And all retreats have the same policy. I've looked into it. And so we said no, and I helped her through. It wasn't just a no, you're on your own. I helped her through things. Kira helped her through things. We helped her with understanding that this is a test. The universe is giving you a test. Your mind is freaking out. That fear part of you is kicking in because you know there's a transformation coming and it's going to be uncomfortable. So we, obviously she had to get clearance from her doctor. Obviously, like, we're not going to have somebody come if they're sick and it's unsafe. And we said you can go through travel insurance, but we worked through it. Excuse me, we worked through it with her, helped her understand what was happening. She saw what was, she understood what was happening. She came and she got more grounded. She came, we had touch base with her the whole time right up until retreat, made sure she was there safely, reassured her we're going to take care of her. If anything was unsafe, girls, we would not let you come. But we knew, my soul knew, her soul knew, Kira's soul knew that this was a test. You will be tested, girls, in many different ways. Some of you aren't. But you might be someone that a test comes up, a block comes up. You're stronger than your test. Your reason why is bigger than your test. And like Sally said, she said that, what did she say? I wrote it down here somewhere. She said, would I regret not doing this? She said, yes, I would regret not doing this. And that's what we said to her. We said, you don't know what's coming, but we know the transformation that's coming. We know the healing that's coming. It's going to be okay. You are going to be safe. She came after retreat. She said, my vertigo's gone. It eased up. It eased up the whole way through retreat. It eased up the moment she made a decision and got a little bit more grounded back in Australia before she left. But she is one of the ones that said, this is the best retreat I've ever been on, and she's booked in again next year. And this is someone who almost didn't come a week out. So I just wanted to share that with you, to hold the faith that things come up for all of us. Even Kira, when Kira was coming on my retreat as a guest last year, she had vertigo. She rolled her, I think it was her ankle, because I remember she was on crutches. And I said to her, and she's my spiritual mentor, and I said to her, you're being tested. You don't want to come because I'm going to push you. I can be really honest with her. And I said, I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone, and I'm going to open you up to a whole new transformational experience, and you are scared. But getting out of your comfort zone is the best thing for you. Getting out of your comfort zone is going to help you grow, is going to help you expand. And again, she came and said it was the best thing that I ever did. So little tests might come up for you girls, little fears might kick in. That is normal. The reason I'm telling you all of this is to go, it is normal. Some people feel them, some people don't. Some people have money barriers, some people don't. Everyone has their own what if or block or barrier or test in their own unique way. And I'm just here to tell you, it is normal, part of the experience when your soul is about to embark on something that's going to change your freaking life for the better, my friends. The swing was another hurdle. We don't force you to go on the swing. I'm just telling you, there is a spot that we go to that has a Bali swing. We don't force you to go on that. And but for some people, they make a decision to go on it for freedom. They make a decision to go on it for facing a fear. They make a decision to go on it to really just feel that freedom in their heart and soul. There's a word I'm looking for that I spoke to Sally about, liberation. They go on it for liberation. And it's so funny. I can share this because Sally shared it openly. She was freaking the F out going on this swing, as I have when I first went on it. So I did like a little mini interview with her because she's quite on socials. So I did a mini interview. She was freaking out. She said, I pulled the card this morning about liberation. So I know I need to do this, but I am so scared. She gets on the swing. I'm kind of coaching her through it. You breathe, all the things. And I could see the sheer terror in her face when she went on. And it was the funniest. She put a post up. She put a video up and said the funniest, ungraceful, unglamorous Bali swing you've ever seen. And it seriously was. But that's why I love it. Girls, we're just all real girls. We're not there to go on this swing to look like a supermodel, having our hair flowing and our wings or our dress flowing. Yeah, it looks cool. But we're real freaking women there to have a real life transformational, real experience, right? So Sally's taken off. She's got her beautiful, so funny, her dress flowing behind her. And as she's come back, her dress has gone over her head. She's swinging, taking a few swings with this, her dress fully over her face, her legs apart, screaming. It was so unglamorous, so ungraceful, the funniest fucking thing that I have ever seen. And we still laugh about it. It was just gold. And that's why I love Sal, because she's just real like me. We're just real women there to feel liberated, to feel free, to step out of our comfort zone, to grow, to have a good time and unleash our inner wild woman. She gets off, she does a post-swing interview. She's like, that was amazing. You could see her face had changed, her energy had changed. She was just so liberated, but that was a challenge for her. Some people find that easy. Some people find it terrifying. There's no right or wrong. We all have different challenges in our own unique way, girls. But yeah, I'm telling you, these challenges that you go through and overcome will make you stronger. She also said, another person also said, like the emotions, this was a challenge. The emotions stored in my body, they felt stuck, and they felt stuck through the week. And I didn't realize that the movement would be one of the most challenging things for myself. She said, but now they're gone. By the end of the week, they're gone. I've done a lot of work on myself, but being in tune with my physical and what's going on with me really challenged me. So you're going to find challenges, girls, in different ways. You're going to find liberation. You're going to find your own spark of what you need. You're going to find your authentic self. You're going to find a part of you that's missing. Even if you don't feel broken, you don't need to have anything wrong with you to go. You don't need to feel like something's, you've had a bad, some people do. I've had women that have come after losing a mum, after failed relationships, after struggling with depression. I've had women come from deep trauma. I've also had women come that go, I just want to find myself outside of my role as a mum, outside of my role as a partner, a wife, a caregiver, my career role. I just want to find myself. I lost that spark. I used to be fun. I used to be joyful. I had one woman there, and all she needed, she said, I haven't felt happy or joyful since I was a child because of raising children that have some disabilities and had some she's had a lot of strain on her. She's from a different culture and had a lot of strain on her to care for her family. I said to her, it was raining one night, I said, get in the pool. I said it nicely, but I'm just wrapping this up quick. And I said, just get in the pool, just go for a swim in the rain, backstroke, float. And I feel like I just want to cry just reliving this. She got in the pool. And I could see her joy again. All the little things she did on the swing. I could see she was so graceful and just so happy, like her smile. Her smile radiated throughout the whole group. She found her smile again. She found that childlike joy again. Women find their freedom again. Women find their zest for life again. Women find their spark again. Women find who they are again. Women find their purpose, their passion, their creativity. Like one big, powerful, successful woman said, I've lost my creative spark. She's found that again. Throughout a whole movement class, I said, just write down anything that comes up. She just kept writing. All this creativity started pouring through her. It's so powerful, girls. And I'm also feeling overwhelmed because I had the courage. This is a dream of mine to give this gift to other women. And I made it happen. And I'm proud of myself for that. I'm proud of the women, my team that I've associated with, that we all come together and help one another, and we put these retreats together. My Balinese family over there, my family for being so supportive and allowing me the space to do this. And you will find what it is that you need, girls. You'll bring a piece of Bali home with you. It's just a different experience, and you can't explain it until you're there. But you will feel whole again in so many different ways. So if this does call you, like I said, I'm not going to sell it. Like I just share from experience, but if it calls you and you want to join us, jump on my website, theangels.com. Check it out, and I would love to take you on this journey. I would love to give this gift to you, and yeah, I really hope that has just helped give you a little bit of perspective, help give you a little bit of insight, and just help you to feel why you just need to work on yourself, girls, and take exquisite care of yourself. You have one life experience, make it your best. Don't cut yourself short. Don't not give to yourself. Don't keep surviving. You want to be thriving. Let me help you thrive. I've got so many different tools and courses and practices and offerings that I can help you. Let me help you. because I have so much genuine love and passion for my community and for service and what I do. And I'm proud of what I offer and I know what I can offer, but I also know this community that comes together. That's why I've got a lot of Earthy Angels Connect. It's the connection with yourself. It's the connection with me. It's the connection with the divine. It's the connection with other women that is going to help fill that missing piece for you. I will leave that with you girls. Have the most beautiful day. I'm sending you so much light and love. And yeah, maybe I might see you in Bali one day. So much love to you, angels. Bye.